Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my lovelies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Today is New Makeup Monday, and we don't have any new makeup. I went through, you guys know, kind of struggling at the moment. Christmas is coming really, really fast. So I didn't really buy any new makeup for this today's video, but I went through my collection and I found a palette that I hadn't used yet. So technically it's not new makeup, but it kind of is new makeup. We're using the Morphe, oh, I hate when it does that. We're using the Morphe Sweet Oasis palette. I've had this for quite a while. I picked this up when it was on sale. I think I paid like $7 for it. So yes, please. And it is fantastic. It is really, really beautiful. This is what the color story looks like. Lots of really beautiful turquoises and pinky rose colors. Super, super pretty. I highly recommend this palette. I saw a couple of reviews for this, and a lot of people said that it wasn't great, and I don't see it because I used it. I created this eye look with it today. It was effortless. It's gorgeous. I love it. On top of that, you have a lot of really great versatility in this palette. So if you cover up this side, you've pretty much got like a really beautiful neutral palette. And then if you cover up this side, you've got a really gorgeous pinky blue palette. So there is a great mixture of color and neutrals in here. It would make a really great everyday palette if you so choose. The shimmers in here are fantastic. Love, love, love. Super reflective. I mean, just pretty. Just straight up pretty. So we're going to play with this bad boy today. We're going to do this really, really pretty eye look. I actually did this look yesterday. I wanted to be creative, but I wasn't awake enough or in the mood to kind of film. So I just came in and I sat down and I played around a little bit, and I actually created this eye, and I was like, I've got to share this with my mamas. It's so pretty. We've got to do it together. So this is the look that we're going to do. Before we get into the video, I redid my nails. I gave my nails just a little bit of a break from the glue-on nails, so it's just my straight-up fingernails. So they're super short, but they're so, so cute. I mean, I am not the best at it, so they look a lot better far away than they do up close, but this color is just so, so pretty. I used the, what is this? This is the Salon Perfect. Yeah, Salon Perfect. This is the Salon Perfect collab they did with Dippin Dots. This is the shade Cotton Candy. It is the most beautiful robin's egg pastel blue. And then over top of that, I went in with some LA Colors. It's literally $1 at the Dollar Tree. This is the shade Unicorn. What is this? It is Sparkling Gem. So these two colors together, super, super cute. I feel it's very fitting for today's eye look. I didn't even plan that, but it's wonderful when things line up like that. So yes, the eye matches the nails. Everything is super, super cute. So yeah, the Salon Perfect is like $2 or $3 at Walmart, and this is $1. I think they carry this at Walmart as well. So super, super affordable mani, and it is so, so cute. This is just about this palette is just about the only thing new in today's video, but you guys know I end up sitting here talking your ears off for a good 30-45 minutes. So make sure you have just a little bit of time to sit back and relax with me. Make sure you have a big old cup of hot coffee or a glass of sweet tea. And we're going to jump right into it. Also, can we have a moment of silence for my Lottie London highlighter? This is brand new, and it's not brand new. I haven't really used it because it's very, very glittery. This is the Lottie London Diamond Bounce Illuminating Highlighter. First of all, I've had it for a little while, and I haven't used it on my face because it's super, super glittery. But I was kind of going through, I had a request pretty recently on my YouTube to do a diamond eye look, and I was kind of looking within my collection for things that would kind of fit that criteria, and I came across this highlighter. And as much as I don't really like it as a highlight on the face because it's too glittery for that, it is the most beautiful eyeshadow topper. I actually have this on my eye today. I, of course, will be posting finished pictures over on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll give you nice big close-ups of the eye look so you can really see what I'm talking about. But it is the prettiest eyeshadow topper but I dropped it. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I had to repress it into the pan. I dropped it and it absolutely just shattered everywhere. And I was so very sad because now that I, go figure, I finally find a use for it and then I drop it and I break it. But it's so pretty. It is just absolutely... I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice, but it looks so pretty on top of a darker color. Love it. So we're going to use this. We're going to use the palette. And we're just going to play today. I've tried to film this video once before. It's been a really long day. I'm a little bit tired and I kept stumbling over my words. So we had to restart. So I do have my transition color on already, but I just used my big fat fluffy brush. The one I used today is from Profusion. I don't believe that it has any kind of name on it, but it is just a Profusion big fat fluffy brush. I love the Profusion brushes. I think that they're a little bit expensive. They're worth it. They're beautiful quality. Just so you guys know, I don't like to pay that much for my brushes. So I stick to my e.l.f. ones. But a lot of times when you buy some of the bigger Profusion palettes, it will come with a brush. Y'all, it's worth buying those palettes, especially if you can find them on sale at like Burke's or something, because the brushes are just so good. They're just so good. So using this big fat fluffy blender, I'm going to go into the shade Snorkel Sesh, which is this one right here. And we're just going to take that all over the transition area. I'm going to fluff that right up underneath the eyebrow, kind of tuck it up in there and flare it out just a little bit on the outer corner. In my opinion, it's better to go harder on this outer corner and then clean it up later with a Q-tip or makeup wipe than to have to go back in and add more later, because I like to do that pointed shape on the outer portion of my eye. So I really like to go hard on this outer portion, that outer part of my eye, and really get a lot of nice good pigment there, and then I can come back in later with a Q-tip and just kind of clean up my line. So then I'm going to take this brush. This is my AOA E124. It is my teeny tiny little pencil brush, and I'm going to go into this shade right here. This is the shade, no, I'm going to go into this shade, Hidden Cove. Yeah, this one, Hidden Cove. And I'm going to use this to kind of make that little line, kind of define the shape that I'm going to use. Now, this is the absolute perfect brush to do that with, just because it's so precise and it's like the tip of it is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to start and I'm going to follow the natural contour of my eye. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but there is just a little bit of a shadow where my orbital socket meets my orbital bone, and there's a little bit of an indentation there. So what I do is I take the tip of my brush and I just kind of follow that line. And by following the natural shape of my eye, I get a pretty symmetrical kind of look. My face is the furthest thing from symmetrical, so it's not going to be exact, but nobody's going to be looking at my face close enough to really tell. Perfection isn't possible. I'm just trying to make it as good as I can. So I'm going to start at the inner portion and using very, very gentle pressure, I'm going to start darkening that line up. Tiny, tiny bits of product right on the very tip of my brush at a time. Just like that. Now, you don't have to worry about making the bottom of your line super perfect, because we're going to go in and cut the crease in just a minute, clean all that up. But you do want to make sure that the top of your line is nice and clean. Just like this. Have you guys started your Christmas shopping yet? For some reason this year, I just feel really, really overwhelmed. I just feel really overwhelmed this year. There's a lot going on, and y'all, I have got to talk to you. I've got to talk to my mamas, because I honestly need advice. Because my kid, y'all know how much I love this boy. I love him with every fiber of my being, but he is such a butthole to me. And it makes it so hard for me to want to do anything for him or even spend any time with him. Everything is huffing and puffing, and I'm so frustrated all the time. And I know part of it is just he's 13, he's a teenager, he's going through puberty, he's like all of the things, right? All of the things. But it's just like, as clear as I try to speak to him, I literally just want him to be nice to me. I just want him to be nice to me. Why is that so much to ask? I literally would just like it if he could talk to me and not do the huffing and the puffing and, you know, acting like the world is about to end. Like, I can't even say good morning to him without him saying, Mother. I don't understand what that is, but it is driving me absolutely up a wall. So if you guys have any tips as to how to handle that, I would really, really love to hear it, because I'm at my wit's end. And on top of that, this boy wants me to spend $1,300 and buy him a freaking gaming PC. And I honestly just don't feel like he deserves it. I just don't feel like he deserves that kind of Christmas present this year. And I don't really want to punish him for going through puberty. But at what point is that just an excuse, right? Because I think back on because we all went through it, right? We've all been there. When I go back and I think about how, like, I handled going through my phases, right? I never would have spoken to my mom that way. And because I'm a bit lax with him when it comes to reprimanding and stuff, he just kind of thinks that he can walk all over me. And I tell you what, I'm just not having it anymore. I am sick and tired of being spoken to like I am an annoyance. I am your mother. First and foremost, I am your mother. And if you don't start acting like it, then things are going to change. So I'm very, very, very seriously thinking about just starting to match his energy. I do that with my husband sometimes, and he absolutely hates it. You know, you want to be grumpy? You want to be grumpy and you want to be hateful? Okay, I can be grumpy and I can be hateful. It is easy to be grumpy and hateful. It's much harder to be nice and happy and all the time. I could just walk around and being grumpy and hateful, and we'll all just be grumpy and hateful together, and there will be no joy in our lives. How does that make you feel? And it doesn't make my husband feel good. He doesn't like it at all. But when it comes to Sean, I don't understand why it is so difficult for me to be rude and hateful to him back. Like, I don't understand, because it's not like he gives me any reason to you know what I mean? It's like the biggest problem we're having right now is he came home, I want to say Thursday of last week, and he said, well, Mom, I have a book report due. And his book reports count for a pretty high percentage of his final grade at the end of the year, or at the end of the semester or whatever. He says, Mom, I have a book report due next Thursday. And I said, well, what book did you read? He said, oh, I haven't started one yet. I'm going to pick one of your books. Really? You haven't even started? So you're going to do a whole book report and read an entire book in less than a week. All right, Bubba. All right. So I give him one of my books. I know I've talked about this series before, but I read the Marked series. It's by Kristen PC Cast. I don't know. Anyway, it's called Marked, one of my favorite books of all time. And I thought it would be something that we could enjoy together, because I read to him. I read to him when he gets home from school, and then I also read to him before he goes to bed at night. And I do all the voices, and I make it really fun, right? He used to love it. He used to love it when I would read to him. But so we started reading this book, and Friday rolls around, and I'm like, well, we've got to read 4 chapters a day if you're going to get through it. And then not only does he have to do the book report, but he also has to make like a little bit of a project to show while he's doing the book report. So I was like, if we read 4 chapters a day, we should be able to get everything done. We'll have to read a lot this weekend, and then we can start working on the actual like physical part of the project, and then you should have everything done by Thursday. Well, he gets home from school on Friday, and he is just completely and totally over it, which I understand. I know school's hard. I know that it's draining, and I know that it takes a lot out of you. So I said, okay, just take a nap and then we'll read after dinner. He goes, okay. So he takes his nap. He has, he does his afternoon, and then dinner rolls around. And as soon as dinner's done, I was like, all right, Bubba, let's go get your book so we can get some reading done. And he throws an absolute freaking hissy fit, talking about, I don't want to read, I'm tired. And at this point, like, I've been arguing with him for 3 days now because I didn't make him read on Friday because he said he was too tired. So I said, okay, you know what? You're too tired. We don't have to read. We'll just read. But that means we have to read 4 chapters tomorrow. So it gets to today. Today is Saturday. And I was like, okay, go get your book so we can sit down and read, right? And then he throws another temper tantrum. He was like, I'll just read it myself. I said, okay, that's fine. If you want to read it yourself, read it yourself. He reads literally not even a chapter, and then I walk in again, and he's on his phone. So at this point, do I just give up? Do I just give up and let him do whatever he wants to do? Do I let him fail? That's what I'm struggling with right now. Do I just kind of wash my hands of the situation, and do I just let him fail? I think, like, as his mother, I feel like it's my job to help him succeed in everything, right? It's my job to, keep him on the ball, keep him going, right? It's my job to help him excel in everything. But there comes a certain point, it's like that old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Like, at what point is it just, like, futile? But at what point am I just wasting my time? But then, on the other hand, it's like, I don't want to feel like I'm giving up on him. Oh, it's just so confusing. And, being a mother doesn't come with a handbook, and it definitely doesn't, there's no being a mom for dummies, right? Like, there's no handbook for it. So I really just don't know what to do. And I tell you what, I get so tired. I'm just so tired of arguing all the time. I'm just very, very tired of always being frustrated and, like, at my wit's end. There's got to be a point where he realizes that he's going to have to help himself. Like, he's going to have to learn to take initiative, because I'm not always going to be there. I'm not always going to be there to come, to ride in on my white horse and save the day because you procrastinated and you don't have everything done that you need to have done. I don't know. I'm just struggling with it. I'm struggling with it. Don't really know what to do. And what is absolutely the worst is the fact that he is me made over. He's me made over. He is stubborn. He is stubborn as the day is long, and thinks that he is right no matter what. And I don't know if it's just my kid or if it's all children, but anyway, help me. If you guys have any advice, I would really, really love to hear it. On top of that, what are you guys doing for Christmas presents this year? Because I am floundering. I just feel overwhelmed. There's, I know we need to get clothes and stuff like that, but, a lot of that is just, I don't know. I need to go to an actual store to get a lot of what I need to get done. I'm going to go into the shade right here. This is the shade. No, I'm going to go into Secret Lagoon, which is this one right here. And this is just on my e.l.f. eye crease brush. It is a teeny tiny fluffy blender. Not a teeny tiny, but a small fluffy blender. And I'm going to take this on the very outer portion of that concealer. I'm just going to stamp it on at first. And I want to do this quick because I really want to stamp it on to that wet concealer. And I used my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, like I always do. This color is just so pretty. And I love the way that everything in this palette works together. They blend beautifully. It's just fantabulous. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, stamp it on that outer portion, and then with very, very gentle pressure, I'm just going to start moving it in towards the center of my eye. But yeah, I'm just kind of struggling this year. I definitely know that I need to pick up both my husband and my son. They both need sweatpants and like joggers. So I definitely have to get some of that. I know that there will be a couple more sales that happen in the next couple of weeks leading up to Christmas. But the only thing that worries me is that if I wait too long to order anything, I want to make sure that I can get everything here before Christmas. So I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to go into the shade Picture Perfect, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful, like fuchsia berry color. So, so pretty. And I'm just going to put that in. Again, just kind of stamping it on at first. Kind of mixing it with that deeper blue color. And they just blend so pretty together. I'm making sure that I get it all the way up to the very top of that concealer. And then bringing it in towards the center of my eye. I'm really just getting it down and getting a base on, and then I'll come back through with all of the colors and really blend everything. But I'm just trying to get that base down before the concealer dries, so that way it's really nice and bright and vivid. Look how pretty it is though. These colors, this color story in general is just so pretty. And then everything works together in such a really, really beautiful way. But yeah, I'm definitely looking for pajamas. I'm looking for sweatpants and joggers. I also really, really need some like big and tall long sleeve shirts because it's supposed to be super cold this year. And I know that Sean doesn't have any clothes that still fit him. So I've basically got to buy him another wardrobe. And the place I usually buy for him is, I usually go to, is it Abercrombie? No, I think it's Aeropostale. Baby, or Old Navy? It might be Old Navy. I think it's Old Navy. Anyway, the clothes usually fit him pretty well. But he's gotten so big, I'm worried that they're not going to have sizes big enough for him. You know what, though? I think they go up to 4X, and I think he's only in like a 3X. Isn't that crazy, though? My 13-year-old child is in a 3X already. It's insane. I'm going to go into the shade Hibiscus Blossoms. This really, really beautiful kind of like pastel purple. Going to take a good amount of that on just the same brush. This eye look, it looks super kind of, what is that I always say? High payoff, low effort. It looks like it takes absolutely forever to do. But it really is just the easiest thing. Basically, what we're doing is creating a bit of a purple gradient on the eye. And like, it's not been that long at all. It's not been very difficult at all. And already that gradient is so, so pretty. This really beautiful pastel color works perfectly. And it blends with that deeper kind of berry magenta. Absolutely effortlessly. And then we're going to do a bit of a pop of blue along the lash line. It's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited. This one really did turn out so, so pretty. I haven't done an eye look like this in a little while, and it just makes me happy. I've just really been loving blue here recently. So I'm going to go back into that shade Secret Lagoon, that deepest blue that we used. And I'm just going to continue to deepen out deepen up this outer portion. I want to get it nice and blended. I want everything to look as seamless as possible. So I am asking Santa for a camera this year. I don't know if it'll happen or not. We'll see if we've got any money left over. But that's what I'm asking for this year for Christmas. I would really, really, really like to be able to get a camera, because I think it would be really helpful if I could zoom in and show you guys what I'm doing. I try to get really up on the camera so you guys can see, but sometimes it's still just not close enough. And on top of that, my camera, it's good quality, but it's not the best quality. So I feel like, because that looks beautifully blended in real life, but it doesn't look as blended on camera as it does in real life, and it makes me sad. So I'm going to take the same brush, I'm going to dip into that berry tone one more time, and just use that to further blend everything. And then we're going to put a little bit of sparkle on the eye, and it's going to bring everything together. I've been playing with the Halsey, you know, that affordable drugstore brand she came out with, AF94. I've been playing with their dip liners here recently, and they're so good. I actually used one in today's eye look. And their felt tip, which usually isn't my favorite, but there's something about the tips of these dip liners that are just, they don't drag, they don't tug on my eyelids. They're just really, really good. And they're nice and flexible and bendy, but they don't break. They're just really, really good. I think that entire brand is just really, really great quality, especially for, well, for any kind of brand, be it high-end, you know, middle of the road or drugstore. They're just really, really nice products. So that's what we're looking like so far. I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to wipe it off on my towel. And I'm going to dip into this shade, Love Story. Super, super light pastel pink. And I'm going to put this right here on the very inner edge. And then I'm going to dip into the matte white in the palette and put that right on the very inner corner. Kind of bring a bit of brightness to the inner portion of the eye. Just like that. And then for my favorite part, we're going to take this Lottie London highlighter. It just really is so, so very pretty. I'm going to take a little bit on my finger and just kind of press that on the inner portion of the eye. You could definitely use a brush for this, but while my fingers are actually usable, because I don't have my talons on, I'm going to use my finger, and I'm just pressing that onto the inner portion of the lid, taking it about halfway through, bringing it up to that darker line, just like that. And it brings a little bit of sparkle. It brings a little bit of shine. It is so, so pretty. And I think it kind of rounds out the gradient in such a beautiful, beautiful way. Guys, that highlighter is insane. It really is truly, truly gorgeous. And then I'm going to take my e.l.f. smudge brush and go into the shade Picture Perfect. So that really beautiful magenta shade. And I'm going to bring this along the lower lash line. I do want to keep this nice and tidy though. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to clean up all of that fallout here in just a minute. But I'm keeping this nice and tight up against the lash line. I want to keep it nice and tidy looking. And then I'm going to take my LA Colors eyeliner. This is in the shade Wonder. It is the most gorgeous turquoise. And I'm going to line the lower lash line. Oh, that pop of blue just drives, it just kind of connects the transition and just kind of ties everything together. It is so, so pretty. I'm going to take my simple eye makeup remover on my Q-tip. Clean up my outer edge. Oh, you clean up the outer edge and instantly it looks so perfected. It really does make the biggest difference. I mean, really, is that not so pretty? I love it so, so much. I am so in love with it. I'm going to take a little bit, let's do a little bit of an inner corner and brow bone highlight. Let's take another pencil brush. This is just another E124. Let's go into the shade Panoramic Shot, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous silver. Take a little bit of that right up here on the brow bone. And then on the inner corner, onto the lower lash line, just a little bit. And that's basically it, babes. I do want to do a little bit of a blue liner across the upper lash line. This is the AF94 Backline Liquid Eyeliner. This is in the shade binesky. And I'm going to do a really thin line along the upper lash line. I made a little bit of a mess, but I think that deeper blue just kind of is a little bit of a bright pop of color, and I think it makes the biggest difference. Guys, that is about it for me today. If you are dealing with hateful teenagers and have any advice to give a fellow mama that is struggling, I would really, really appreciate it. I'm just kind of losing it at the moment. I'm at my wit's end and don't really know what to do. Like, should I just let him fail? Should I just let it go and let him do his own thing? Or do I persevere? Do I continue to nag, basically? Guys, as always, I will post everything that I used in today's video in the description box below, along with the tags to all my other socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. I always post finished pictures over on Facebook and Instagram, so if you're not following me everywhere, make sure you go do that. I post fun content every single day, and if you're following me everywhere, you don't have to worry about missing a single moment of it. As always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting in front of my camera, playing with some makeup, griping about my teenager. Hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.